Om. 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharushibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. Om Yerime Guruvihi Purvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakhyatāh Sarva Vedantāh Tān Nityam Pranatosmyaham Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kruto Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Bhishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Om Bhavayeva Bhavaniti Me Nitaram Samajayata Chetasi Kautukita Mama Varaya Moha Mahajaladhim Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dandvataitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyaadi Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tannamami. Om Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Samasta Brahma Vidya Acharyebhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Namaha. Om Shri Shwethashwathara Upanishadaha Acharyebhyo Namaha. Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. Sankalpaha Tesham Sarvesham Krupanugrahena Upanishadukta Brahmatmaikya Bodhena Asmin Kshane Eva Moksha Siddhyartham Sanatana Dharmasya Vairika Indava संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां मोक्षमार्गाणां भक्तिज्ञान योगादिप्रक्रियाणां गुरुशिष्यभक्तभगवत् परम्पराणां पुनरुत्थानजागरण विश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगति एकता शान्ति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् धर्मसंस्थापने कङ्कणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां पूर्णायुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्य धैर्य वीर्यादि समस्त शक्ति संपदा सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्ति द्वारा बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. Friends, welcome, salutations, greetings, congratulations, and wishes and prayers. All our 13 Vyaktitvas, just remember them, which we have to strengthen. Then all the 6 sources of blessing also, just see whether we recollect them or not, which we are seeing almost in every class from last couple of months. And the recently added 7th source of blessings is our own blessings, our own involvement. We are into the study of Shwethashwathara Upanishad, the final concluding thoughts of the Sambandha Bhashya, references some more, and the purpose of all of that is to convince us about the study of Upanishad and minding the theme of the Upanishad more than anything else for our own spiritual evolution and then emancipation from the bondage. We have to see how much it has come into us. Then the actual Upanishad study, it will guide us about all contemplations, meditations to reach to the self. So we do the study of that. Before that, couple of minutes, our common sense thought like every day. Today's common sense thought is first and foremost, no doubt should be there that I have to be spiritual and my goal is spiritual goal only. Paramatma Prapti. No second goal at all. How much it has become stronger, we have to see within ourselves. Ensure that that is happening in us day by day. All our study of books, study of Shastras, listening to the Satsanga should basically strengthen this aspect because on this only all our further, whatever the activities we do, spiritual, non spiritual, and their purposes, everything becomes clear. Once it is ensured, then when it comes to the sadhana aspect, we have to be very careful regarding planning, regarding involving, regarding the sadhana. Nothing can be taken lighter. Every aspect is required. We just always see about these three aspects mainly when we come to spiritual sadhana. One is always the first and foremost one, the outer world. Correct? About outer world, what our Shastra said, how much we are becoming clear about it. What Shastra says about outer world, which is very tough in the beginning to believe or accept or digest, etc. First of all, the Shastra says the outer world is not at all existing. It is a very highest sentence. When one listens in the initial days, it is laughable because how clearly the world is seen by us, experienced by us. Suddenly this statement is flabbergasting only that it is absolutely unreal. From the ultimate standpoint, isn't it? From the gold standpoint, if you see, when gold alone is everywhere, where is the ornament then? It is unreal only actually. So that's what the Jagat is talked about. A little lower level we come, the Jagat is taken as having the relative reality. मिथ्यात्व कहते हैं उसको. जगत मिथ्यात्व means what? Unreal but appearing, or appearing but unreal. Have we digested this, understood it? If it is, then how is our relation with this world outside? Isn't it? Depending on the understanding is our involvement in it. If our involvement is still the Jagat is Satya, then everything is important in the world. Then too so much we are into the world that spirituality never enters into us. You know? Like in the kingdom of Ravana, the Dushta Rakshasa, all Rakshasas have free entry, no need of passport visa. But Hanumanji, like Bhaktas, they are not allowed. They are checked there. Their every credential seen, most of the time they are denied only. Same way, in the person who's for whom the world is absolutely real, all the worldly things only come in him and he will involve only in them. There is totally ruchi only for that. All the spiritual thoughts, though bombarding us, from the world around, maybe satsanga and all of that, वो घुसेंगे नहीं अंदर वो, they'll be blocked. Is it happening in us? We have to see. Third thing about the world is that it has got the relative reality. Therefore, be in that world in a decent manner. Live life only according to your dharma. And in the world, always look for those things which help for spiritual sadhana. This is the minimum a spiritual person will have to do with the world. Minimum. Maximum is, or the higher is, it is mithya. Highest is, it is not at all there. And then the lower than this minimum is what we just now spoke, that the world, the things, the happenings, all of them are real. So much like you see, when you go to any of the programs, a marriage में गए या birthday party में गए or any other program, how people have just take everything as so real, all of that. It's totally in a different world only. We also will be like that at the fourth level is it. It's then there's no spirituality in it. Zero. And like the children when they play in the ground without minding their other important work stuff, study and all. How do you laugh at them and see, "Arey, how come they are sitting there talking, fighting, wasting time?" ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं? तो spiritually देखा जाए तो the 100% illusion, delusion has creeped into those people for whom the worldly involvements alone are real. Whole life, every day and throughout life. That's the lowest. So have we risen from it or not is a very important thing, isn't it? In that case, क्या है ना, when such programs there, we are invited. We go, do the minimum, don't allow anything to enter inside, just come. That was prarabdha, that was required. So that thing has to be done there, formality. कर लिया आ गए. That is a big check whenever we are in the world for such functions. That's the best way to see whether we have understood even little of spirituality or not. If we are involving in everything as really as others are doing, there is no change in us at all. So, what is the test for the change? What for you have gone? Are you clear? I have done that job and came back. That's it. Nothing is there important or real. It can be someone's birthday, it can be somebody's death day. कुछ भी हो, गए मिनिमम कर गए आ गए बस. More involvement with things and beings and talks and all, so we are entering into more, we are in delusion actually, then only we do that. A spiritual person goes, smiles, talks to those whom he has to talk out of formality, and others, those who come to talk him, youngsters, he'll also wish them. And the main thing, जो भी है कर दिया, goodbye. If given importance means we have not at all understood spirituality. Fourth, third one is only the Vyavahara value it has got. Look for sadhana in the world. When you are in the world, many things can be. You can do Viveka and Vairagya. You can do the Bhagavad Bhavana in them. You can observe the how the world people are, at the grossest level living life and then giving value importance to it. And 99.9% are not mindful of themselves only. Worldliness का अर्थ होता है objectivity. Whole life is based on objects, outer things, outer beings. Subject is never minded. If at all, only the body, maximum. So, little higher than that is what? The Mithyattvada. A Mithyavadi of the Jagat will not go into Jagat unless very, very compulsion. एंड जगन नास्ति वाला इज अल्टीमेट वन. वो तो फिर अनुभवात्मक आने के बाद ही होता है. सो दिस इज फर्स्ट थिंग इन स्पिरिचुअलिटी. वंस वी अंडरस्टूड दैट We have spiritual, we want to know the truth, then how we have to deal with the world, some ideas given, and one has to work out on the details regarding it. Second thing in spirituality, obviously, is minding our upadhis. It is little higher sadhana than the earlier one. And they have to be done together only. Yeah? It's not the हो गया तो ये करेंगे वो खत्म नहीं होता है वो करते ही जाना पड़ता है about the world. Because how many obligations, how many prarabdhas, whatever the things keep on coming, खत्म तो जल्दी नहीं होता. The sign of khatam hona, all that is that we are not at all in the world amidst the things and beings. Somewhere we are in far off place, all alone, in some Himalayan ranges or in some ashram. There we are only in our sadhana. तब जाकर समझ लेना सारा झंझट खत्म हो गया. नहीं तो नहीं हुआ. तो खत्म करते जाना. We are talking about the outer world. Then the second thing is the upadhiyam ka. In spiritual sadhana, upadhis, minding the upadhis, managing the upadhis, mastering the upadhis, stopping them from becoming liability, and molding them to become this asset. These are all very, very essential. Very, very essential. We cannot take any of them for granted. And predominant of all of them, 50% battle is conquered when we manage it is our own sharir. यहीं से शुरू होता है. वो छोड़ता नहीं because between two human lives, we might have lived 100 lives of other animals or anything. वो सारे केवल देहोस्मी में है. That becomes so strong. As a human also, we live only देहोस्मी. और कोई कुछ विचार भी करे between two human lives, so many other things, उसमें तो दूसरा thought ही नहीं है. Look at a bird, look at an animal. उसका कोई है thought other than देहोस्मी. Therefore, that's stronger. So, each of the upadhis, their understanding, our understanding about them, their functionals, their utility, and their binding effect, ये क्या ना थोड़ा सा जबरदस्त स्टडी है. स्पिरिचुअल पर्सन को अवश्य करना है. All aspects, the vasanas, the buddhi, the mana, the indriyas, the prana shakti, then the sharira, and what Shastra said about them, their nature and all, वो याद रहना है. What for they are given, वो भी याद रहना. Then what we are doing, we have to be aware of it. What to do also then. Every one of these upadhi. That's why spirituality takes a lot of time. Lives together. We have to accept it. I think wrong, isn't it? 100,000 lives. शुरू करने के बाद, my dear friends. Not just like that. After starting only. Starting के लिए how many it takes, we don't know. After starting means consciously deciding that I am a spiritual seeker, seeker of the eternal. After deciding it, we are talking about that it takes many, many lives. Isn't it? It's a very dynamic life, dynamic world. Na? As we clean, so again the dirt is brought inside. Again उसको साफ करो फिर से आता रहता है ना? कभी बुद्धि गड़बड़ करती है, कभी मन करता है, कभी इंद्रिया इंद्रिया एक नहीं है. There are so many. 5 of them. It's like a giant family. One kitchen, only 2 bedrooms, joint family with only one washroom and all. वो कैसा टेंशन होता है उन घरों में, यू कैन सी सुबह से लेकर throughout the day. It's a very hangama wala. Or in a mohalla where 4-5 storied building is there and each floor has 30 flats or houses, single bedroom. कैसा होता है, you just see that. Spiritual, similarly, the human life is not an easy thing just like that. And for those who have given that maximum total time itself is it's so difficult. And for the others who are a part-time spiritual, अब उनका तो पार्ट टाइम लोगों को ना वो काम जहाँ करना है वहाँ जाने के आने के लिए टाइम पूरा जाता है. दे कांट इवन वर्क देयर फॉर 2 hours का काम है तो वहाँ जाकर सेट होने में टाइम लगता है. By the time they settle in the work or start the work, the time is over. For us, part-time spiritual people, by the time we come to the spiritual mood, our other non-spiritual work याद आ जाता है, फिर तुरंत ही छोड़कर भागते. So tough it is, but not impossible. These are all things we have to know. Then patiently, perseverance के साथ, we will just know and keep doing. So the upadhi understanding their nature, why they are given, how they have to be mastered, how they have to be used for sadhana, how to stop them from creating the new samsara. ये सारा बड़ा सब्जेक्ट होता है स्पिरिचुअलिटी में. वी हैव टू बी माइंडफुल अबाउट इट. वी कांट अवॉइड इट. ठीक है. नाउ the third aspect of the sadhana. After first I have ascertained that I am spiritual seeker, seeker of the truth, then first thing we discussed about the outer world, our understandings, attitudes, involvements. Second one is about upadhis. Now comes the third one, about our involvement. More and more in the nirupadhika or beyond upadhiwala, the self, the atman, the reality. I know. They're all complementary to each other. If this one we are managing well, the other two also can be managed. If these two are managed, that also can be managed. In the world and the उपाधियों का क्या एक ना एक बड़ा प्रॉब्लम होता है कि even to do sadhana, the more we think about the world and even the upadhis, they gather the reality. It's very subtle maya. It is moha. Like in trying to set your children on right track, you get more attached to them. है क्या है तो वो तो सुनेंगे नहीं हमारी बात. Then we fall in tension. In the meantime, the other many good things you could have done, they are all gone. तो रिमेम्बर कि बाहर का जगत भी उपाधियां भी इनको मैनेज करने के चक्कर में दे अगेन आर टेकन एज रियल. Therefore, we can't avoid doing the management of them. While doing so, try to be more the doer of the third aspect, that is the contemplation of the truth, the remembrance of the truth, the remembrance of the shlokas which talk about the truth and that reality is nature. तो उसके ऊपर हम ज़्यादा ध्यान देना है. So even in these three also, the one who's doing the worldly sadhana more is the initial level. Necessary it is. The one who has come up to the upadhi level is a mediocre sadhaka. Good. So therefore he has managed the outer world. उसका अर्थ क्या है? उसका अर्थ ये है. And if somebody is doing most of the time that कि इन दोनों का झंझट बहुत हद तक खत्म हो गया, is really lucky person. That not much of the upadhi's problem. Mind is not having any raga dvesha. Intellect is not seeking to know anything of the world nonsense. Sense organs are at ease. Body is fit. Outer world obligations are done. So neither I am anymore required by the world, nor the world is pulling us into it. Nor world is required. क्या मजेदार लकी जीवन है ना. Then the third one, we are देखो सुबह से लेकर शाम तक, as many times as possible, we are in that चिंतन. And luckily for you and I, so many Upanishads, so many प्रकरण, अब इतना पढ़ा है हमने. टोटल होमवर्क करके कोई नोट्स बनाया, पॉइंट्स बनाया. Then always we have a chance to remember them. That is the meaning of Vedanta Vakyeshu Sadaramanta. है ना. काम जो भी है जो कर रहे हैं हम जिंदगी का, same time our mind is more into this of the spiritual thoughts and all that. And if our luck permits, as we said just now, the invitations from the world will be minimum, but more important than that is from inside. The urge that the world should invite me or I must go into the world, it is also reduced. पिछले 2 महीने से मैं कहीं गया ही नहीं, घर में हूँ, बस मेरा सत्संग शास्त्र चल रहा है. If somebody says he's the most lucky one. है कि नहीं? The people from inner and outer compulsions, they go into the world so much that the spirituality का inner depths उनको होते ही नहीं, चांस ही नहीं होता. But if somebody has got this, means what कृपा हो रही है भगवान का, and our own effort also, that we have slowly reduced the things, the unwanted things, etc. So the Atma Tattva Vicharana more and more. If that we are not able to do, then Upadhi management. Because Upadhi Tatatma is the one because of which we are not able to do the Atma Charana. To manage this one. ये भी नहीं कर पाए, the reason is what? The world is so much important, real to that. As manage that one. वो कर लिया, then come to the Upadhi management. ये भी हो गया, then enter into the spiritual thought, the contemplative mode. In this way, a spiritual person will have to do. And इसमें क्या है ना, दो बातें फिर याद रख लेना. एक क्या है, like I have to travel 1,000 kilometers for reaching destination. Though 1,000 kilometers after is my destination to reach, where is my focus? On the next 5 kilometers. In spirituality also, although the realization of self is the ultimate goal, keeping that intact, we must know where do we stand and what are the steps immediately to be done. Suddenly उधर jump नहीं करना. I cannot be from here at the 990th kilometer that कि 10 किलोमीटर में मैं destination पहुंच जाता हूँ. ऐसा नहीं होता. We will travel from here only, and what is said by this fourth point is bit by bit conquer the sadhana, little by little. 2-2 किलोमीटर 3-3 किलोमीटर खासकर पैदल जाने वाले, अब कावड़ वाले जा रहे हैं, कल से होगा, परसों से, पौर्णिमा से, गुरु पूर्णिमा टुमारो. So some people travel for 300 kilometers walking. Though that is the goal, but they focus is next 1 kilometer, next 2, next 3. In the same way, though we have set our ultimate goal, धीरे छोटा छोटा डोसेस में हमको करते हुए और हिम्मत एंड हौसला बढ़ाना है. Little by little only. It is very essential because we cannot jump. Though the goal is that straight away we can't jump. Very rare are there who either have done all sadhana required in the earlier life or so much they are devoted to Guru and God that their intense blessings they can bypass many and quickly go or reach. But वैसे तो एक ही होते करोड़ों करोड़ों में. They're very rare. But in general, for all of us, the seekers, thoda thoda, thoda thoda, little by little. है ना? Either outer world. If I say, yes, I got the vairagya for the outer world, great achievement it is. Same way, the body, I understood. At least I am keeping it healthy. अच्छी बात है. Isn't it? आसना सिद्धि हो गया. It only is great achievement. Little by little only, we among these three sadhanas, little by little we do. The outer management, the upadhi management, the self management. Though our goal is ultimate, little only, little only. And don't get carried away with the people if they say कि तुम तो इतने दिन से सत्संग जा रहे हो, सुनो क्या फर्क पड़ा तुम्हें. उनको नहीं पता कि it's how tough it is. And we are also knowing how it is a struggling thing. Even to understand and get conviction strong. तो लग रहा है टाइम, लग रहा है दिमाग. Not that we are insincere, we are sincere. At the same time, not that we are fully capable. हम तो छोटे बच्चे हैं. We are small insect like beings only. मेरे को तो कभी सोच करना एट द बुद्धिमान लेवल में सीइंग माय कैपेसिटी ना आ रहा है तो गुड फॉर नथिंग एंड क्या ना imagining of that thing ultimate. Even we have not conquered our food and eatables or not even nidra little bit we have conquered. What we are talking about deep meditation and all. Forget about it. कभी कभी तो लगता है we are nowhere only. It is true. Maybe अभी हमने स्टार्ट किया होगा एक आध जन्म पहले. बहुत करना है. So one, that is the fourth thing. What is it? That little by little only we have to do. Fifth and last one is what? कि ये कर रहे हैं साधना ना, उसको छोड़े बिना ही दूसरे को अगर कर सके तो करना, करने का कोशिश करना. एक जो पकड़ा है ना, उसको नहीं छोड़ना, उसका पूरा रिजल्ट मिलने तक. For example, in our case, what we have held is studying Shastra, which is a base, isn't it? Now, on the chakra of any others, इसको मत छोड़ो, because इसका तो पूरा फाइनल जो हमको रिजल्ट चाहिए तो नहीं हुआ ना. That have you remembered all the mantras with all the bhashyams and the meanings? Theoretical knowledge पूरा पक्का नहीं हुआ ना. So therefore, on the name of other sadhanas, इसको नहीं छोड़ना. इसको करते हुए और कुछ कर सके तो करो. I am talking what we do. In the same way, if you have taken japa, अब पूरा जप का फल होने तक उसको मत छोड़ो, नहीं तो क्या होगा ना. Somebody comes and tells us something, then we leave this, we go for that, we leave that and we go for it, then we end in going nowhere, end up in. बहुत लोग ऐसा करते भी हैं. थोड़े दिन दे दो पूजा, थोड़े दिन दे दो जपा, समटाइम दे लिसन टू शास्त्र लिटिल बिट, कभी गुरु महाराज के पीछे पढ़ते हैं, कभी कहते हैं सब छोड़ दे, मैं बस तीर्थ यात्रा में जा रहा हूँ. So that won't give us the result proper. What I am holding साधना उसको छोड़ो मत, क्योंकि that is a base. हर एक चीज का कोई बेस होना है ना पकड़ के. So this is the base. For us the base is शास्त्र अध्ययन. For सबके लिए होना चाहिए, मैं कहता हूँ, क्योंकि it reminds us at least the goal. कम से कम याद तो रहे गोल. नहीं आओ क्लास 10 दिन इतना खींचेगा जगत, we don't forget, only there's something called as reality that we have to pursue. That is a memory only. Like बचपन में मैं स्कूल जाता था, so to बस sometime I used to go to बाबा जी के क्लास. हाँ सुना कोई उपनिषद तक ऐसा कुछ कहते थे. See that insult done to that shastra. It's an insult only. Why? Because such a great opportunity we have missed. So hold on to one, then take up the other. Then after getting strengthened in that, then take the anyone if you require. And when you reach the higher, naturally the lower ones we can leave. Sadhanas. जैसे कि पूरा दुनिया को आप भगवान के रूप में देख रहे हैं, एंड सर्विंग द वर्ल्ड आल्सो, एंड देन द उपासना एटसेट्रा कैन बी गिवन अप. मैं तो कहता हूँ यू कांट टेक इट ग्रांटेड. आई तो डोंट लीव माई उपासना. आई कम लेट ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ माई उपासना. आई हैव टू डू दैट बिफोर द क्लास. कर कर याद, दैट इज द ओनली थिंग प्रोटेक्ट्स मी. That should not take for granted. So anyway, these are the 5 things. First is my goal is Paramatma only, nothing other than that. Second is, though the goal is Paramatma, distance to be crossed is little by little. Third is what? Once you settle in one sadhana, don't leave it to jump into the other, holding on to that only, then do the other one. Fourth is starting from where? I know the third one. About the world and its management. Second is Upadhi and its management. The danger in these two is what? On the name of doing sadhana only, they become real. I gave you the example. And therefore, slowly our aim should be third wala sadhana jo humko zyada karna. Wherein we are more and more involving in the truth, in the reality only. Nirguna nirakar maximum. नहीं हो पा रहा, एटलीस्ट सगुण परमात्मा में हमारा मन रहना. अदरवाइज ये उपाधियां जगह जो माया है ना, when you try to control them, manage them, then also they become real. Oh, we can't even recognize it. That is why minimum keep intact the upadhi, minimum outside vyavahar rakho, then jump into this one. Otherwise, a huge thing. How many things you manage in the world? पता भी नहीं चलता कि हम उसमें धीरे धीरे फंस रहे हैं. Everybody, like any profession में देखो, डॉक्टर, oh daily is treating the patient, करते करते he is getting enchanted, excitement, happiness. देखो मेरे पास इतने लोग आते हैं, मैं इतने 300-200 को देखता हूँ. He is getting lost only. He will never be spiritual throughout life. It's service only, but the serving the patients and the world is real. They are dukhi. You have to help them. कहाँ फंस रहे हो भैया, ये सब मिथ्या है। बट वो पता नहीं चलता. And such doctor, anybody, when they come to Maharaj, they don't listen the Tattva Vishayas from the Maharaj. No, they tell their own things. मैंने ऐसा छोटा सा दवाखाना खोला, धीरे धीरे बढ़ गया, अब इतना बड़ा हो गया, अब 5 जगह पे मैं खोला हूँ, मेरे यहाँ इतने डॉक्टर लोग रहते हैं, इतना कंसल्टेंट्स आते हैं, सो मेनी बेड्स इन दैट, इन दिस. ही विल टेल बाबा जी व्हाट samsara is doing. He will not ask, बाबा जी तत्व बताओ मुझे. His mind is filled with that. Although it is service only. देखो, in the same way with Upadis also. I do my yoga, I do exercise, I keep myself fit. How much ever people offer the food to me, I don't eat it. He goes on talking. मैं टीवी देखता नहीं, ये नहीं. अरे still you are giving reality to it. That is how the mind plays its trick. That is why tattva. Even in tattva also there is a danger. कि staying only at the intellectual understanding level. वहाँ भी वो डेंजर है. हाँ समझ गया मैं. फिर समझने के बाद कर रहे हो क्या साधना? समझ गया ना स्वामी, 10 जन्म के बाद करूँगा. अब करोगे क्या? अगेन इन द वर्ल्ड. इवन इन स्पिरिचुअलिटी में लोग सिद्धांत ज्ञान में रुक जाते. दे आर सैटिस्फाइड विथ इट, दैट आई हैव अंडरस्टूड इट नाउ, आई कैन एक्सप्लेन इवन इट टू द अदर्स. लाइक पीपल मेनली दोज हु लिसन फ्रॉम अस, 5 साल से ऐसा ना, उनको समझ में आता है. देन दे स्टार्ट देयर ओन. They start their own thing and sadhana कर रहे हैं तो अच्छा, but many a time they get lost in it. The other day I was observing 2-3 people, how humble they were in the beginning days. Now they started themselves doing some teaching of chanting or anything. Now अब हो गया वो, थोड़ा सा चढ़ गया वो सर पे. I just smiled at it, laughed at it. चलो ठीक है, दुनिया ऐसा ही चलता है. People who used to understand even before telling. When that थोड़ा सर पे चढ़ता है ना, they misunderstand even after telling. That means that person is no more in that zone, protecting zone. You protect yourself from that person. Spirituality का ये अलग प्रॉब्लम होता है. तो knowing all of that, step by step we have to grow. Okay, but all the while, when we remember ourselves of the goal, that is a basic healthy thing. It's a long journey. You know, the thing is what, the moment you go out of house into that whole world, it appears to be so enchanting, so realistic and all. फटाक से वो अंदर आ जाता है. Then it creates so many संकल्प है सारा. ये महामाया है. That is why till the truth is realized, don't value the world. Once the truth is realized, there is nothing called as world. Reality alone is there. This is spiritual path. निवृत्ति मार्ग कहते हैं उसको. The all world is samsara is प्रवृत्ति मार्ग. इसका तो एंड नहीं होता प्रवृत्ति का. But it gives its own pleasures and pains and successes and failures. You all are seeing it anyway every day. So may we be guided that way well from the divinity, and we receive that guidance well and make use of it. Thank you. Om Atha Shri Krishna Yajurvediya Shwethashwathara Om Nityanandan Niradharam Nikhiladharam Avyayam Nigamadhyagatam Nityam Neelakantham Namamyaham. अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः. ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. अथ संबंधभाष्यम. तो yesterday was Bhagavan started saying Shruti, Smriti, Yukti, all of that are told to prove about the Nirvishesha Brahma alone is ultimate reality. Even though Savishesha Brahma is there with the Maya Shakti, but that is Upadhika and Upasanartham. That Upasana is for Antakarana Shuddhi. Shuddha Antakarana is to recognize the Nirvishesha Brahma. The Nirvishesha Brahma Anubhuti alone gives moksha. So all the discussion boiled to this point. In that Savishesha Brahma only, again, Ishvara is there, Jagat is there, other Jivas are there. With the Jagat, we just now discussed. With the other Jivas, we know how we have to do our duty towards them and forget. Even Ishwar ke saath bhi, we do our upasanas and all, for antakarana shuddhi. Yeah, nor through that Ishvara's anugraha, we should seek anything of the world, isn't it? Again, we are going away from the absolute truth, absolute reality. Even to understand it, how many years we have to listen to Upanishadic truth. Those who don't listen to Upanishadic truth, they listen to the Pauranic Devatas. Their mind will be Devata Upasana, going to Devatas, Lokar, by the grace of those Devatas, everything is goody goody and comfortable. तो उस तरह का उनका माइंड बनता है. मांडुक्य में सब बहुत एग्जॉस्टिवली बताते हैं हमको. We have studied it. So what is the next portion? Let us see. प्रपंचस्य बाधितत्वे ब्रह्मविद अनुभव प्रदर्शनम. Even the Brahmavetas in their Anubhava, very clear, there is no Prapancha independent other than their own self, the Brahman. The whole world, if at all seen, is only projection. When it is projection, it has nothing to gain or nothing to lose from it. Therefore, Kartaveta Buddhi, Praptavya Buddhi, all of that will not be there in the world. Like when you see the ocean or Akasha, what thought you see? You won't get that, okay, let me buy this ocean, or let me buy this Akasha, or let me paint this Akasha, or let me measure the quantity of water. कुछ होता नहीं ना, संसार होता वो देखोगे बस. The one who has seen the truth reality, for him, even the world appears, but has of no consequence. So, what is the topic? प्रपंचस्य बाधितत्वे ब्रह्मविद अनुभव प्रदर्शनम. ब्रह्मवेत्ता का अनुभव भी वही है कि there is no प्रपंच other than the Brahman. So, what it is, let us see. Mhm. Mhm. Now, I am studying the Bhashya. Kimcha. Kimcha means what? किंच ब्रह्मविदाम अनुभव अपि प्रपंचस्य बाधकः. The experience of the Brahmavettas also is that experience in where the prapancha is badhita. Badhita means its reality is totally rejected or denied. To the extent that badhita matlab hai hi nahi. That's what in the Mandukya. Sarvam hi etad Brahma. Whatever I am seeing is Brahman only. Then I am Atma, Brahma. Me also is Brahman. So there is no prapancha, dvaita prapancha to them. So tesham nishprapancha atmadarsanasya vidyamanatvat. Because in them, vidyamanatvat is experience continuously is of what? Nishprapanchasya atmadarsanasya. प्रपंच रहित शुद्ध आत्मा का दर्शन निरंतर उनमें अंदर हो ही रहा है. Therefore, their anubhava also is an authority for the badhitatva of the jagat, prapancha, outer. Again, Brahmavidam Anubhava api prapanchasya badakaha. Even the experience of the Brahmavettas is also another explanation, another proof for the denial of the existence of the world. Then, Tesham Nishprapancha Atma Darshanasya Vidyamanatvat. Because in them, the Atma Darshana is continuously happening, in that there is nothing called as a projected world. So in this case, Shankara cannot say that कि उसका एग्जाम्पल मैं ही हूँ. He cannot say. Ego हो जाता है. But when he says it, then we must understand कि how can you see महाराज कि ब्रह्मज्ञानी का प्रपंच नहीं होता? How do you know the ब्रह्मज्ञानी's heart? You can ask a question. But if he said it, means what should be our intelligent understanding? But he himself is experiencing the Atman where there is no prapancha. But then why didn't he say that I am the example? It should not be told. Somebody else can take our example, but we should not tell ourselves. कि मैं ऑनेस्ट हूँ करके मुझे चिल्लाना नहीं, दूसरों को कहना चाहिए आज ये बंदा ऑनेस्ट है करके. दूसरा मीन्स द अदर ब्रह्मज्ञानी इन केस ऑफ ब्रह्मज्ञानी. So निष्प्रपंच आत्मदर्शन happens to the आत्मज्ञानी और ब्रह्मज्ञानी all the time. Therefore, prapancha is mithya, unreal. Then तथा ही तेषाम अनुभवम दर्शयति. देखो, तथा ही in the same way तेषाम अनुभवम दर्शयति. Shruti, Shruti means Shruti Mata talks the anubhava of these Brahmagyanis also. She herself. So she being our ultimate authority, Bhagavan Shankara is saved here. Do you mean to say that you have realized the self? Shankara can say yes I am, but the listener if he is arrogant only, then only he is asking question. If not, he will not ask question. He knows if somebody is writing all that, he must be in that anubhuti. Luckily for Shankara, he remembers all Shruti Mata. Therefore Shruti Mata भी ब्रह्मवेत्ता का अनुभव लिखती है, बताती है, जिसमें निष्प्रपंच है, प्रपंच नहीं है, निष्प्रपंचता है. दे आर द कोटेशंस. तो श्रुति हो गया, युक्ति हो गया, उपमान हो गए बहुत सारे, जिनमें ब्रह्मवेत्ता का अनुभव. All of that talk about what? Brahman alone is absolute reality. Other than him, nothing is real. So what is our conclusion here? Therefore, realize the Brahman. How? By the way of studying the Upanishad. That is why Upanishad is in front of you. Okay. Examples. Tata hi tesham anubhavam darshayati. What is the anubhava of the Brahmavetas, which Shruti Mata says, in which the whole world is denied? One by one we will see. First, yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaivabhut vijanatah tatra ko moha kashokaha ekatvam anupashyatah. Ishavasya Upanishad. In this one mantra only, entire Vedanta that has to be understood is thoroughly given. And then I will not go into all 100 details now. With Bhashyam you have to study. Yesterday only or day before we have done the chanting of it in our evening Prasthanatraya Parayan. Today हो जाएगा ईशावास्य. कल से केनोपनिषद. One by one you see. Yasmin, in that Adhyatmika Sadhaka, Sarvani Bhutani, all beings, Atma eva abhut, are discovered to be his own self. Is it only theory? No, experiential. Vijanata. For him, in whose experience everything is understood to be experienced as his own self. So, yasmin sarvani bhutani atma eva abhut and vijanata by experience. Tatra, to that person, ko moha kashoka. Where there is moha to him, where is the shoka to him. Again to remind us, Shruti says, ekatvam anupashyatah. Anu means all the time. Ekatvam means one without second. Brahman pashyatah. Therefore, reality is what? There is only one Brahman. Point one. Not realizing that one Brahman is called as moha. Because of that, we see the multiplicity. When the multiplicity, we get the ragadvesha. And because of that, what comes to us is shoka. Therefore, the moha is the karana for the shoka named samsara. ये शोक मोह को दोनों क्यों हुए? एकत्व को नहीं देखा है. About this Brahmagyani, he has seen one. One as what? The self. Then what happened to the whole not self to him? He understood all of that is his own self. That is the meaning of Sarvani Bhutani Atma Eva Abhut. Sarvani Bhutani means things and beings, names and forms, micro or macro, all of them are for him realized as his own self. Vijanataha. Why? Because the substratum of all of that he has touched, he has realized. And that substratum is one without second. When that is realized, how can he have moha? Moha is the reality given to multiplicity. And in that, identifying with one thing. And the multiplicity is only projected on the reality out of the Maya. When the reality is discovered, there is no Maya, there is no projected multiplicity. There is no reality to give to give into the multiplicity. इसलिए you'll have no moha, but no shoka. Like in my, I give an example. If I have discovered you as my own self, how can I discover you as my own self? When I discover my own real self inside. And from that standpoint, when I look at you, you are also the same self. Same self. Therefore, you and I are one. When I discover this, Sarvani Bhutani Atma Hun, where is moha? Where will be a sense of separation of you and me for me? If that's not there, kaha shokaha, then why will I do this or that by which I become shokagrasta? मोह नहीं है तो शोक नहीं रहेगा ना. Imagine the whole universe is nothing but one self that is realized. Sense of otherness will not be there. Sense of otherness or multiplicity or duality is called moha. That's the cause for the samsara called as shoka. To such person, sarvani vibhutani atma eva abhut and vijanatah and ekatvam anupashyata ko moha ka shoka. The reverse of it is what? Till that one without second self is realized, we are the victims of the moha and shoka. डिल्यूजन तो होता ही रहता है, दुख तो होता ही रहता है. So this is the anubhuti of the Brahma Jnani, in which there is nothing other than the self. Therefore, the other than the self called as the world is denied. Shruti Mata is quoting. Shruti Mata said, Bhagavan Shankara is quoting. Even the ब्रह्म ज्ञानियों का अनुभव में भी जगत बाधित है. So यहाँ के सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मा भूत and आत्मा is एकत्वम अनुपश्यता. Therefore, there is no moha that the multiplicity is there or it is real. Therefore, there is no involvement. Therefore, there is no shoka. When I wake up from the dream, the multiplicity of the dream world is realized as me, one waker. Then, is there any more moha there in the jagat of the swapna after waking up? Moha nahi hai. Therefore, I don't run as I was running in the dream behind the things beings. Then there will be no shoka. It was there in the dream. I don't run in the dream person or dream thing when I wake up. Because nothing called as other than me, waker's mind called as a dream at all. वो है ही नहीं. सो सिंपली देखा जाए, आत्म अनुभव से प्रपंच का बाधित करने से हमारे अंदर न मोह रहेगा न शोक रहेगा. जब आत्मा का अनुभव नहीं होगा, then we identify with the anatma, the upadis. With upadita adatma is there, quickly the world is presented in front of us. The moment we see the world, the raga, dvesha, ityadi come. Then we involve in the world under their influence, whose consequences only to give us shoka. Therefore, atyantika shoka nivrutti is in realizing the eka atma vastu as sarva vyapaka. अब ये ज्ञान है सिद्धांत ज्ञान, फिर साधना, फिर अनुभव. आफ्टर दैट व्यवहार में कंटिन्यू. Again, remember it. Vyavahara may continue, like after seeing the mirage water as mirage, there is no water. Still, it will appear, but not with the same feeling earlier. We are running behind it, taking it as real. In the same way, Vyavahara goes on, but not with any consequence to gain something. चल रहा है बस बिना कोई ऐसे कुछ पाने का खोने का. इसलिए ब्रह्मज्ञानी को, you know, there is nothing to gain in this world, nothing to lose. Bhagavan says in 5th chapter himself, na, by doing something, I am not going to gain anything in the world. By not doing something, I am not going to lose anything. Yet I keep on functioning the world to keep the world intact. My life is not like a cinema गाना. कुछ खो कर पाना है, कुछ पा कर खोना है, जिंदगी गात. That is not. That is worldly samsara. For a Brahmagnani, there is nothing to be lost or nothing to be lost or nothing to be gained. When there is no loss or gain discussion, it's not a samsara. Like when I play some play with a 10 people, वो कोई जीत और हार का कोई ऐसा कोई रूल नहीं है मानो. Then there's no samsara of fighting with each other. Enjoy करके आगे गेम बस. Bhagavan taught this to us, Lord Krishna, in his childhood. Every day we'll play so many games, but none of the games became samsara because they were played without the idea of winning and losing. Seriously taken, है ना? एक कोई भी गेम होता है तो एक को जीतने हारना पड़ता है, बट इट वॉज नॉट टेकन सो सीरियसली दैट मैं तुमको कल तो हरा के रखूंगा. ऐसा नहीं है. वेरी गुड यार, तुमने जीता आज. दिस इज जॉय ओनली. Imagine that person in whose mind when other has won, he is equally happy as if he has won. So for him, the winning and losing has no meaning. He has no samsara. Everywhere, like the mother has given something to the elder son or younger son. Elder को नहीं दिया. अगर elder चिल्लाएगा मानो मेरे को क्यों नहीं दिया, मेरे को अच्छा नहीं दिया, मेरे को कम दिया. He is samsari. If he says that अरे तुमको दिया ना हमारे, अरे good, he is a really जीवन मुक्त because he has no thinking of loss and gain. You got it na? Yeah, it's very good enough. जैसे में ब्रह्मज्ञानी को कोई हार जीत लाभ हानि का विचार होता नहीं इस जगत में. He just plays the play. He is not in the moha of duality. Therefore, there is no shoka to him because the behavior of raga dvesha because the duality. Clear? One quotation we saw. Second one is कि विदिते वेद्यम नास्ति. This is a good thought. Huh? This is from vidite vedyam nasti iti. Vidite, when the self is realized, there's nothing other than the self that is there for us to know. Vidite vedyam nasti. Vedya is the object of knowledge. That is the samsara. That is the jagat. Vidite means when the self is known. Vedyam nasti is the not self is not at all there to be known. So then everything is known as his own self. Therefore, the world is denied. This is the second quotation of Shruti Mata quoted by Shankara Bhagwan to say that the ब्रह्मज्ञानी के अनुभव में वर्ल्ड प्रपंच नहीं है. What is there then? Nirvishesha Brahman only. Third quotation is कि एवं निर्वाणम अनुशासनम. In another place it is said, in this way nirvanam is the anushasana. Shruti Mata says कि निर्वाण को पाना, vana means flickering. Flickering happens when there are two. Only one is there, which will flicker whom? One is all pervading. Where is the place for it to flicker? To flicker, there should be some empty space. I am not there. अब हर जगह मैं ही हूँ तो कहाँ मैं हिलूंगा डुलूंगा. So that is the meaning of nirvanata. And nirvanam anuशासनम. Okay. Then one more quote is given. यत्र वा अन्य दिवस्यात् तत्र अन्यः अन्यत् पश्येत्. When one is in the ignorance of reality given to multiplicity, then only he becomes the seer and he sees the world as seen. Then he creates so many bhavanas inside, gets entangled in it. But there is another case. What is that? Yatra tu asya means asya sadhakasya, yatra means in that condition. Which condition? Sarvam atma eva abhut. For everything has become his own self. To such person, tat kena kampashet. And what is that he sees as other than him? Kena kam vijaniyat. And here are the upadhis with which he will see something as other than him. So here the subtle thought क्या है कि यत्र वा अन्य दिवस्यात् तत्र अन्यः अन्यत् पश्येत्. If you have given the value to the sense of otherness, which is the projected outer world of names and forms, then you see something as other than you and interact with it, and there is samsara. But yatra tu sarvam atma eva bhut. In that condition, when that yogi or jnani has realized his own self everywhere, tatra then yatra tu sarvam atma tatra what he says, kena kam pashet, kena kam vijaniyat. There is no seer, there is a knower. As two things, knower and known. Yesterday was this discussion in our Atma Bodha. Atmanah Satchidamshascha Buddhir Uttariti Dvayam Samyojya Chavivekena Janamiti Pravartate. To Kena Kampashet, Kena Kamvijaniyad means what? Who is there as the seer and seen, knower and known? Only one self is there. In the ignorance, that alone is polarized as the seer and seen. And seer is me, I feel, and seen is the world other than me. And then I go on running behind the word, running away from the word with raga and dvesha. Which word? Which is never other than me. Which means the real me. But on the real me, the jnata, gnayam both are projected. The jnata is struggling with the gnayam. Done. This is open quotation. Then some पौराणिक quotations are given, 5-6 of them. उसको देखेंगे तो एक और टॉपिक रहेगा. उससे संबंध भाष्य will be completed. We'll see tomorrow. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Thank you for today. Rama Rama Sita Rama